What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the AK Show. It's your boy AK the Ref, episode 22. How is everybody doing on this Wednesday? I hope everybody is having a fabulous week so far, and it's Happy Hump Day. And you know what that means. You know how we do. You're almost to Friday, to the weekend, so give yourself a round of applause for making it halfway through the week. That's how we do here on the AK Show. We appreciate you all for tuning in. We're going to shout out to everybody. Happy Hump Day. Let's get it. Oh my God. Uh, it feels good to be back here on this episode 22. Yeah, we're here. Was not here last week. Did not have an episode last week. I was very busy last week doing some stuff. I got to be an extra in the movie that's being filmed in Kansas City, the Hallmark movie. And then I was busy with other stuff during the week, and then had wrestling on Friday, and then it was just a busy weekend. Went to the KC Current game last Saturday, so it was just all types of busy. What did when we go? Was it Sunday? It was either Saturday or Sunday. I don't even remember. I mean, everything blends together, but that's what my week consisted of last week. Didn't was just busy, tired. Went to the soccer game, but we back here. Last week I knew it was going to be tough because usually I like to get it record on Monday, but I was busy all day Monday, and then busy with other stuff, and then Friday was out of town, come back in town, and then the weekend, you know how we do on the weekend. I was just like, I'll just wait to the upcoming Wednesday and get everything out. So that will happen from time to time if I get real busy because I know I'll just do it the next week. Yes, I'm supposed to have an episode come out every Wednesday, but if I don't get to it, I will get to it the next week. I will not go 2-3 weeks. It will only be 1 week. But I know it's going to get busy here when school starts back up because I am a PE teacher and I'm coaching middle school football. So I don't know. During the next 3-4 months, it's going to be brutal. So I'm gonna have to find time. Maybe I would just have to record on the weekends and then be able to get it out on Wednesday of that upcoming Wednesday. But usually I like to record on Monday. But right now we here on Wednesday recording because that's when I had time to get it done because I've been busy. But we're here, we're doing it. I hope everybody has had a great week so far. Hope you had last weekend was fabulous for you. For me, went to the KC Current game. That's the women's professional soccer team in Kansas City, and the only women's team in the. I want to get this right. Is it the W? No, hold on. They're the only professional women's team to have their own soccer stadium in the U.S. I was trying to figure out the league. It's the National Women's Soccer League. So the KC Current, they're the only team to have in the National Women's Soccer League their own stadium. And we went last weekend, and I must tell you, it was a great time. It was a great time. What was the score? It was I think it was 4-1. 4-1 was last week's game. 3-1. 3-1. That's a lot of goals. 3-1. That's 4 total goals. It was an exciting game. The stadium is fucking awesome. If you've never been to a KC Current game, I advise you to go to one. It's not like Sporting. Sporting, they're each stadium has their own atmosphere, but the KC Current, the stadium is not as big as like Sporting, but it's like compact and you feel a lot closer to the action than you do maybe at a Sporting game. And we went there, stadium's right on the river, and over there in the river market, and where our seats were, you could see the river. I was like, this is fucking awesome. But yeah, and then me and my wife, we sat in the standing room only section because she got her ticks off of military ticks, and we were able to get 4. And my mom went, so me and my wife just sat in the standing room section. The kids and my mom sat in the seats, but we're sitting in the standing room, and it's like right there on the end of the goal, closest to the river. And I was sitting there, and they were warming up. It was the other team warming up on that side, and they're kicking the balls, and some of the balls would be coming flying. I'm like, oh my God, this is where the action is. And so I was like, yeah, I want to sit here. I know if I don't want if there's any empty seats, I'm not going up there. I like being where the action is and being able to see it up close. Even though when they're on the other end of the field, you have to like look. If you were up sitting where we were, you can like see the whole entire field. But I like being down there. I'm gonna say the stadium's awesome. Like I said, it's like compact, so you feel a lot closer to the action when the women are playing. And I thought it was a great atmosphere, beautiful stadium, right on the river and down in the river market. Easy access to get there. There's multiple ways to for parking. You can park inside the stadium, which is like limited because they don't have a big parking space. Or you can park and then take the shuttle, which is free. So we parked by P&L, and then we took the streetcar down to the river market and picked up the shuttle, drove us down there. But after the game, we just walked back because we didn't want to wait in line for the buses. We just walked. Ain't that far a walk to get to the streetcar. If you've ever been down to that river market area, you got to walk. And then like the actual river where the Berkeley, I think they call it Berkeley Front River Park, where that is, you can walk across the bridge and get to the city market where the streetcar is. So we just walked. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I was like, this ain't a bad walk. So, but there's multiple options. You can park or take the shuttle, which is nice, a free shuttle, because parking down at the current game is $50, and they have a very small parking lot. It's not like big. It's not like Truman Sports Complex where you can park for like the Chiefs or the Royals game, or even sporting games. Parking is bigger over there. Parking is very limited in size because there's not a lot of space down there. But take the free shuttle. Take the free shuttle, or you can even get dropped off Uber. It was very simple, in and out process. I mean, yeah, we walked back. We could probably wait in the line. I think they had like seven. They had a bunch of shuttle buses running to get people back to the shuttle location, and then from there you either take your streetcar if you parked like up by P&L or even further. So there's multiple ways to get there. You take a shuttle, you can park, or you can just Z-Trip, Uber, things like that. But it was great, and hopefully, I think we might try to go back to another game this Saturday and catch another one because I enjoyed it. Now even if we get seats, I'm gonna go sit in that standing room only because that's where the action is. Like I said, I like where the action is. I was like, I could see, you can actually hear like the goalie communicating with the players. Like at Sporting, even if you sit in the general admission, you can't really hear because you're still a distance back. But at the KC Current game at their stadium, like if you sit in that standing room, and I'm pretty sure it might be the same way on the other side where like the fan section is, I was hearing the goalie communicate with the other players, and you can actually hear the players talk to each other when they get close to you. And I'm like, this is what I like. I like being able to see. You can see the faces, people's facial expressions. You really feel like you're there on the action. That's if you're like sitting on that in view, which I don't mind. Like, yeah, I can still see on the other end. It's not the greatest view, but when they bring the action, they start coming. It's like, let's go. So yeah, if you ain't been to a KC Current game, I advise you to get out there because it's a good time. Great atmosphere, great stadium. It's a great team. They're undefeated. I know they got a draw, but like they have no losses, and they're gonna host the national championship game or the championship game whenever that happens. I don't know what the schedule's like. I know it goes into like October. I know it goes away. They're in the schedule. What do we see? Their last game is November 3rd, so they're gonna have some cold games down there when we start getting to November and not get to October and that first week in November. It's gonna be cold, but that's gonna be awesome that they get to host the National Women's League, National Women's Soccer League championship game at the stadium. That's gonna be awesome. So get out to a KC Current game. Let's go. I support all my local teams: the Royals, the Chiefs, Sporting, the Monarchs, semi-pro baseball team, the Current. If we had an NBA team, I'll support them too. If we had a hockey team, even though I don't fucks with hockey like that, I'd support them too. But yeah. But this upcoming weekend, we're gonna go to hopefully the game again on Saturday, and I got wrestling on Sunday, and then wrestling on. I got some stuff on Monday. I gotta go out of town for, but we here. Let's get it. I'm excited, but I want to get into it. I'm not gonna be here too long, keep you too long. Uh, I want to talk to you about my experience of being an extra on an actual movie set. Now, I've been an extra in two music videos. One was a Tech Nine music video, and then one was another music video of one of his other artists. And I've also been an extra as a zombie in a short film that I know a local director and guy that does camera work for the local wrestling shows. That he does camera work and edits it all and does all the camera. He's like the production crew, but I don't know how long ago that was. I think that was like 7 years ago. It was a while where I did. He was looking for. They needed people for background extras as zombies, and I was like, yeah, I'll go. I've always wanted to do stuff like that. So that's all I've done is those three things before this, but this was the first time on an actual movie set. And yeah, it was a Hallmark movie, but when I got there, it was like, this is a fucking movie set. Like, let's go. So I just want to talk about my experience as an extra because I know you hear some people will hear different stories about being an extra on a movie or a TV show, and you hear like bad things, but I want to talk about my experience and what it was like. So let's get into it. So if you didn't know, Hallmark is shooting a movie in Kansas City. They've been shooting it the last couple weeks. I think this week is the last week they're shooting the movie for in Kansas City. It's basically a love story. All Hallmark movies are a love story, but I think it was like, yeah, this is the last week they're shooting. Hold on, I'm looking up, make sure I have the name of this movie right. But this is the last week. I know this is the last week they're shooting. They're shooting a movie. It's called Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. And so they started shooting. I believe when one of the costume coordinators I was talking to, she had told me they'd started on July 3rd. So they've been shooting basically the whole month of uh, of July. They've been shooting. I believe this is the last week they're shooting the movie and should be wrapping up filming. But and then they're shooting the whole thing in Kansas City. Like there's no like going shooting some scenes here and then going back to like California. Like you read some movies where it's like, oh, they shot on location here, but then they went into the studio. No, everything has been shot here in Kansas City. They shot. I'm not sure locations they shot. I know they shot at Arrowhead because that's where I was last Monday as an extra. They shot other places and and things like that. So it's like this whole movie. So when it comes out, I'm not sure when it comes out. The lady told me it's either Thanksgiving week or right before Christmas. So whenever it comes out, I'm gonna go watch it, and because I'm excited to hopefully maybe see myself on camera in the background, which would be nice, which would be cool. But basically, I got they when they announced that they're shooting, they sent out or application. The news even reported that, hey, if you want to be an extra in the movie, fill out this form. Filled out the form. Didn't hear anything for a couple weeks, and then finally, I think the week they started shooting, got an email saying, "Oh, they need people for Monday." I was like, "Let's go." Send in a picture, send in this, send in that, sending your information, and then I sent it in. I got it back saying, "Hey, they want us to bring this type of stuff." Now they're shooting a Christmas movie, and I'm just telling you about the process and then actually being there. So it's shooting a Christmas movie, so everything's got to be winter related. So at first, when I finally got the email and say fill out this paperwork, go to this website, fill out this paperwork. This is how we keep track of pay and what days you shoot on. I was like, okay, cool. I was excited. I was like, we had a movie. And then I finally got an email as it got closer, a couple days closer to the day I was supposed to go be an extra. And I got the email saying, "Hey, we need winter." Because at first I was going. I guess I can say it. At first I was going to be a fan because I was going to the day they're shooting, you know, at Arrowhead, and at first I was just going to be a background extra as a fan, and they wanted us to pick out different outfits that you would wear to a winter game. Now, mind you, we're in the middle of July in the summer, and the day I was supposed to go shoot on was supposed to be heat advisory, feel like 106. It's going to be like 90 something, but it's going to feel like 106 or 108. I think we looked at it that day. It was like 97 degrees, but felt like 106. So the heat index was on fire. So they're telling us, hey, pick out 3 outfits, put them together, take pictures, send them to our costume person, and they will basically tell us, oh, bring that one. So I sent out 3 photos, and mind you, if I'm dressing for a winter game, like if it's supposed to be cold, it's supposed to be around Christmas, December in Kansas City, get cold. So I pulled out my snow pants, my jacket, my stocking cap, and jersey and a coat, and the gloves and the boots. Like I had the whole get up. I was gonna wear the whole get up. And sorry for the camera. Don't fall, camera. And I sent it in. They're like, yeah, this one work. So I had that ready. Then I get an email like the day before asking, hey, we need people to be in a different role. Would you be interested? If you are, send pant size, shirt size, shoe size, whatever. I'm like, and they're saying like, we may need people to dress up in a different outfit. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll send it. So I send in my information, and then I get an email back saying, that you may be a referee or a coach. And I'm like, go figure, right? I do pro wrestling referee. Yeah, let me go be a referee. And so I'm assuming, okay, they want us to dress up as an NFL referee. So at first, I didn't know what I was doing. They just told me to bring black slacks, black shoes, and bring my fan gear because I didn't know what role I was going to be playing. I get there, so I'm bringing my bag. I got my book. I got my snow stuff. I got my winter stuff. I also got my black slacks, black shoes, the normal stuff a referee would wear, right? And I get there, I check in and say, "Yo, yeah, you're one of the referees." I was like, "Cool." So I didn't have to wear my winter gear, which was god awful hot, and I'm glad I'm so happy I didn't have to sit in the stands and wear that winter gear because during shooting, like if they weren't shooting, they would tell people take off your coats, take off your hats, try to stay cool. They're always giving people water, making sure everybody was hydrated because, like I said, it was heat index was on fire that day. Not this past Monday, but the Monday before, it was fucking hot. So in between like shooting, they're telling fans, "Hey, we're not filming. You take your jackets off, be cool, take your hat off, take gloves off, whatever you have." And they also advised us to bring umbrellas, bring our own water bottle. And so I brought an umbrella, and they had umbrellas on hand just to keep shade. And I was like, having an umbrella was a godsend. But so people had their umbrellas just to keep, in the shade because heat, you're always attracting the heat. But if you got something to block it, so they were like, bring an umbrella, bring a small umbrella, a normal size umbrella, bring water. But just the whole thing was awesome. So I get there, I check in. It was like 6:15 call time. It was gonna be a 12-hour day. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be long. But this ain't nothing I'm not used to. I mean, we go to WWE, we're there all day when we do extra work. So I was like, this is nothing. 12 hours, let's go. And I get to be on a movie set. I'm telling you, I mean, the first couple hours, it was just a lot of sitting and waiting, where they had us in the holding room, and we were just waiting, just on our phones waiting. And then they kind of split us up as like, okay, they had other extras being football players, they had other extras being fans, they had a couple extras being coaches, portraying to be coaches, and then there was only 3 of us. Where they grabbed another person to be a fourth, but there was 3 of us as referees, and then we basically sat in the club level because this was all shot. These scenes that they were shooting were all at Arrowhead, and everything was shot on the field. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say what type of scene. Everything was shot on the field. But eventually we get, I don't know, when a couple hours went by, I think we started like shooting. They might have been shooting other stuff earlier or just been setting up. I'm not sure. But I know we sat in the club level, which was the holding area for extras, for a good 2 hours before we actually went down to wardrobe. Finally, they called us down to wardrobe. Get down to wardrobe. I tell them my name is like, okay, this is for you. I was like, oh shit, they had a whole referee get up, like this referee get up. I'm pointing at it because I'm gonna show the picture. They had this whole referee get up. They had the hat and the actual referee shirt that the NFL referees is wearing, the NFL logo hat, the actual pants, which is black with the white stripe on the side of it, and then they gave us long sleeves because it was supposed to be cold, so I had to wear a long sleeve with this whole get up on. But I'll get to more on that later. And then they asked me what size shoes I need. I was like, you got 11, and they're like, oh, we only got 10. I was like, well, I brought my own black shoes. And they're like, you did? And it was like, yeah, I can go get them. And I was like, they're kind of beat up though because I use them for refereeing, and there's a hole on the side of one of my shoes. And I brought them to, I was like, these work? They're like, yeah, that works. I was like, cool. So we changed. I was in this whole referee get up. I look like a legit fucking ref, as you can see right here on this picture that I'm putting up on the screen. And I was just like, this is dope. I felt like in a referee, and then like you had other extras, in Chiefs jerseys, shoulder pads, helmets, like a whole Chiefs get up. You had these extras portraying players, and they had the most random names on their back. Like they weren't portraying like actual players on the Chiefs; they were just extras in the background. But the names they had on their back, if when the movie comes out, you see the names of those. If you're able to, if they show them, but they had the most ridiculous names. It was funny. I think for that they just had to make up names and just put them on the back, and they're like, oh my god, some of them are ridiculous. I hope you're able to see when this movie comes out some of the football players and the names they had on the back of the jerseys, which was great. But they had the whole get up on. They had the cleats, the pants, shoulder pads, the helmet, the jersey. Like it was legit. And then like at one point when they walked us down in the stadium to go down to wardrobe, which wardrobe was in, and I've never been in this area of like the Chiefs back area before. Like I have a part-time job with the Chiefs, but my access is only like the tunnel. But like where if you've ever been where you can get access to where like the Chiefs locker room is, and like I guess it was like the coach's locker room or the coach's office and locker room. That's where we changed in and then came out. But when we were walking down there, walked down to the movie set, I'm like, oh, this is legit. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know what to expect. Like I know it's like a Hallmark movie, so I'm thinking like it's not gonna be like big production. But when they walked us down to the field to take us across the field to get to the wardrobe area, they had the whole get up. Like I'm like, oh shit. I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I was impressed. They had the whole get up down there. I was like, bro, this is legit. They had a big ass green screen. They had the camera on, I don't know what you call it, but on the roller thing where the camera guy sits and they can roll like that. They had a whole bunch of cameras. They had half the field marked off. They had one goal post up, and they had like the shade where the chairs that the actors sit in when they're waiting. They had the chairs with their names on it, with the people in the movie, and then other people, and the director, and everybody else. They had all these people on the field. The sound guy, the camera guy, had multiple cameras from multiple different angles. I was like, this is fucking legit. Like, this is fucking awesome. I'm excited about this because I love movies, and I've always wanted to do some acting. But being an extra, I'll be extras all the time. Like, I would love to do that more. Like, that's what I was planning this summer. I was like, maybe I should look into like being an extra in a movie. Like, I'm in the summer, I have the summer off, go somewhere. But then this opportunity came, and it was like in Kansas City. I'm like, let's fucking go. But I was like, to have the whole setup. Like, if you ever watched like behind the scenes footage and you see it, like this is have that. They had a drone shooting too. They had everything. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking legit. Like it was a whole production. I was impressed. I didn't expect that from like a Hallmark type movie production, but They had everything. I was like, this is legit. I was like, I want to do more of this. But basically the whole experience as a whole, like when we got to wardrobe, we changed. We came back to holding for like 5 minutes. I think they needed us. I don't think we needed to go back there. So then we went down there. It was when we went to go change where the players and the people portraying the extras portraying players, coaches, and the referee. We went down there, we changed. We went back to holding, and then they're like, "Oh, and they need us back for on the field because they're about to shoot the scenes." And a lot of it, so we went back on the field, and a lot of this, I'm going to be honest, it's not like glitz and glamour. Like you actually, I was like watching like the process because I'm fascinated, I'm interested, I love to do more work. I love to be like a producer type and work on a movie and work like behind the scenes. I would love to do that. Like I said, I've written a movie script. Now I just need to get it out there. And I have two other like movie scripts I want to write, like ideas I want to write. But I want to try to get this one I have done out there. So I'm like watching, I'm learning, trying to. I'm not trying to network because the people are there to work. So I'm not gonna go out and like, hey, what's your name? What's your name? But I'm just kind of like watching the process, listening to people talk, and things like that, and just try to like learn. And I was just like, this is interesting. This is like what I see on like when I watch back, behind, or if I see a clip of behind the scenes stuff of how it's made. I'm like, this is legit. I like this. I'm fascinated. So like in between when they're preparing to get ready for a new shot, right? It's a lot of standing around. It literally is. It's a lot of standing around and waiting for everybody. The main actors included as well. The main cast. It is a lot of sitting around because we got down there. We did our first shot. They shot the scene. I'm not gonna say the scene. They shot the scene. It was on the field. I'll just say it was on the sideline. They shot the scene. They rehearsed it. They rehearse. This is the process. They get everybody in place. They have the one person telling the extras what they're gonna do. They had the fans in the stand. Had everybody else that was on the sideline that was supposed to be there. And the one guy's telling the extras, "Hey, this is what you're gonna do. This is what's gonna happen." Bam. And then they're telling the other extras, the fans, like, "This is what we're gonna do. This is what's gonna happen." So they rehearse, and they're like, because most people had umbrellas, and they're like, "You can leave your umbrellas while we rehearse." And then the director will say like, "Umbrellas away." They had different keywords like put umbrellas down. We're going. It's getting ready. They shoot the scene. Get it. Cut. Do another take just to have another take. They always did like 2-3 takes, and they weren't long. Like they rehearse, get ready, make sure everything's quiet. Director say rolling, action, take whatever, shoot the scene, quick, boom, 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 go out, do it one more time. If they needed to do it a third time, they would. Most of it was like 2 takes, and they were, let's go, move on to the next scene. So we shot the first scene we're in, or I know I was in, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna shoot this half of where everybody was on the side, and we're gonna shoot this half next. So everybody that was on that side, they went to sit down, or they went to go set up first to shoot this side where I was on. So we all went. So the people that were on the field, they had a tent over there, and they're like, "Oh, y'all can go wait over there under the tent." So I was like, "Oh my god!" And they had snacks. They had snacks on the field. They had like chips, like granola bars, like protein bars. It has drinks. I mean, they had stuff to keep us, and like the fans that were in the seats, I they were the ones probably the worst of it. I lucked out because I just had to wear the referee gear. I didn't have to wear all my winter clothes, but the crew was great about making sure everybody had water. If they needed an umbrella for shade, they were handing in between every take. They were handing out water or Gatorade to all the extras, making sure everybody's good to go. Make sure everybody's hydrated. They like everybody. was real nice. I'm I mean, everybody was cool. Like, they're professionals. And when they needed to get people quiet and get people say, "Hey, we need you over here. Let's go." We move. They weren't like being like mean about her or whatever. Everybody was professional. They were real nice. They were making sure everybody was good. If you needed something, you could go to one of the PAs and they say, "Hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling hot." I mean, they were taking good care of all the extras. I'll just put it that way. Now, you probably have heard stories about how extras are get treated like crap. Not on this production of the Hallmark, the Christmas movie being made in Kansas City, the holiday touchdown, the Chiefs love story. Everybody that I interacted with and then I just saw from my own two eyes was great. They were making sure everybody was taken care of, and it was awesome. Like, you go up and ask questions. If you had a question, you'd be like, they'd answer it. If you had something, cool. You, they're there to do a job, and we're there to help make sure to get that job done. We're just being extras in the background. But they took care of everybody, and even like the main cast, they were all friendly, and they would say hi to us and like thank us for being there. And the director was was cool. Like, I didn't interact with the director, but him just talking and saying thank you, we very much appreciate everybody. We got the shot. Thank you. Everybody was nice. Everybody was like I didn't never went and approach like any of the main cast actors, but when they would walk past us and say thank you guys, we really do appreciate it. I know it's hot out here. Thank you. Someone comes and say, hey, thank you guys for being here. Really do appreciate it. Like, that's the type of stuff that makes us feel good and be like, oh, we feel appreciated. Like, we felt appreciated and we were taken care of. I was like, this is dope. Like, when it was time, when they had to like set up a different shot, they'd have us in the shade. Tell the people in the stands, hey, put your umbrellas up, take your stuff. They're giving us water. They had snacks over there. I was like, this is great. This is great. So, like, yeah. So basically, it is you shoot a shot. What it was like this. I don't know if it's like this on every movie set and how they do it, but this is how it is. It's literally a lot of standing and waiting until they have like the camera position where they need it to be. They get everybody on set. They'd be like, "Oh, we need group one," which was like the main cast. They had names like group one, get them back out here. We got the shot. This is where we need you. Blah 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 blah. Let's get the shot. Let's rehearse. Once they get the takes they need, go back standing over here. They move all the equipment to where they need it for the next shot, and then they'll shoot it. And they get it ready when everybody in. They get everybody to call everybody back out. That needs to be where they need to be. They shoot it. They rehearse. Do a couple takes. Set up for something else. And they also had like another. They had like a big giant green screen, but then they had like another green screen they can move and put in the background. Because I know the tunnel was all stripped down, so I think when they shoot this one scene on the sideline, you're gonna the tunnel that day was like every everything didn't look like how it's supposed to be at Arrowhead. So I'm assuming the green screens are gonna be they're gonna be used to fill in like what it's actually supposed to look like. But I was just like, they shoot the scene, everybody goes for break, goes in the shade until they set up the next shot. And then when we went about lunch, about 1 o'clock, 30-minute lunch, they fed us, and it was all food from the club level. It was like pulled chicken sandwiches and baked beans and a salad and a brownie, and it had drinks, and it was dope. And then we went back out there, got ready to shoot another scene, and then they shot that scene. The last scene I shot in, and then they said, "Oh, we got everything. We're good." We sat in the tunnel where like the Chiefs players come out. If you've ever been to Arrowhead, you know that after when it's halftime, they go in that little. That's where they come out of when they come out for pregame, or they're going in for halftime that leads to the locker room. So we just waited in that tunnel right there. And yeah, we waited there for about 2 hours because they didn't know if they were still needed us or not. But a lot of it was just waiting. And we were just chilling. I was like, this is dope. Like, we just chilling. Sometimes some of the main cast would come and talk to us. and things like that, and it was just dope. But finally, when we got released, I mean, we got released an hour, probably hour before we were supposed to, and we just went to wardrobe, changed, gave everything back, and you get this notification like after you got to go back upstairs to holding, check out with the I'm assuming it was the people that were in charge of getting contacting the extras, making sure you check out. They check you out so you can get check out and get paid when they mail you your check. And just you leave, and then you get this notification said, yeah, you've been wrapped at this time." I was like, "This is dope. This is dope." But I was like, "This is dope." So I got to be a part of an official movie, like legit, and it's all been filmed in Kansas City. And I was hoping to like get more work on other dates they were shooting as an extra, but then I realized I was like, I probably can't because I was the referee and I was probably the only role I could have been in, because if they cast me, if I was an extra as a referee and then they see me later on in the movie as a background of something else, it's like, wait, wasn't he a referee in one of the earlier scenes or whatever? It's because they had contacted me and say, hey, we need people for another date at like a party, and I was like, I'll do that. But then I sent in the information, but never heard anything back, and I figured that like, yeah, I was already a referee on Monday, so they can't have me be something else. Maybe if so, I was disappointed, but I was disappointed. I was like, damn, I was a referee, but I can't be anything else. But it is what it is. I just must say the experience I had was great. It was awesome. I want to do it again. I was talking to one of the wardrobe ladies. She was telling me, because I was asking questions. I was like, how did you get started? And she said she accidentally got started in this. She started as like one of the personal assistants to a producer, and then she moved on to like working in wardrobe. And I think she said she's like a wardrobe coordinator or something. She works in the wardrobe department, and she was gonna give me the producer's name to contact, because I told her like I'm interested in this. Like I wrote a movie script. I want to get it out there. I love to learn more, and just I would love to work behind the scenes and be like a producer type. And then, but I wasn't able to. She was gonna give me the contact info, and before I had a chance to get it, I had already changed, and it was chaotic, so I didn't get a chance to get it. But she was telling me that they're filming. Lifetime is going to be filming a movie here later on this year, like a basketball sports movie. So I'm gonna have to find out information about that. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to do it again. I want to get more involved in this, because, like I said, I wrote a movie script. I'm gonna get that shit made. I'm gonna get that shit out there, and it's gonna get made. And just know it's gonna get. And then I have two more ideas I want to get a script done for. So yeah, I can write. I'm a pretty decent writer. I think I can write. I can write. Shit, I had to write to get my fucking master's. 33 page research paper. I know that's not like a doctor. They got to do like more. But shit, I can write. But I got a movie script. And I'm gonna get that shit made one day. But just my experience as a whole, as an extra on this movie set for this movie, Holiday Touchdown, the Chiefs Love Story, it was great. It was fabulous. I have no complaints. I know it's a long day, and it was hot, but they took good care of us. They made sure we were hydrated and needed umbrella for shade. Didn't make didn't make the extras that were wearing the winter clothes stay in them the whole time. In between, when they weren't shooting, they were allowed. They was like, take it off, be cool, get water, go use the bathroom if you need to, and we'll let you know when you need to put the stuff back on. And so I just thought the whole thing in general, from start to finish, was great. I must say, I don't know who the production company was or who was in charge of the movie, but everybody on set was great. No, nobody was like non-approachable. Everybody was professional. They were great. They took care of us, and that's all I got. And I want to do it again. I would love to do it again. I love to be an extra. I I'm not. I don't have to be the main person. Just put me in the background somewhere. So I will say, if you watch this movie and we get to the part where and they're on the Chiefs field, look for a guy in a white hat. I'm gonna be the only guy in a white hat in a referee outfit. I don't know if I'll be on the camera, but you see a guy in a white hat, that's me. I had the head ref hat on, and I had a headset on like the head ref would, because in an NFL game, if it's a penalty call, they announce it, they turn on, there's like it's holding number 56 on the offense, right? So you look for the white hat with the referee outfit on, the white hat, and a little headset on, and that will be me. If you just see the white hat just walking by, if anything, it's like two scenes. Two. That'll be it. Hopefully, you might say, just look for the white hat. Look for the white hat. That's the main ref. That's the main ref in an NFL game. Look for the white hat. But other than that, other than that, that's all I got for you today. That was cool. Oh man, I hope everybody has a rest of their good Wednesday, has the rest of your good week, has a great weekend. I forgot to mention, hit that subscribe button down below. We up here trying to get to the goal of 500 subscribers. We're at 147 now, so we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna get to 500, and we're gonna get to 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, and then we're just keep growing. Eventually, I will have guests on here. I've been in the process of just thinking of who I want on here. And like I said, a lot of it's going to be people in the pro wrestling world at first, but then I want to move outside to like people that work in movies or TV shows or music, or even work in the video game world. Because like I said, this is sports and entertainment. So people in different lines of sports, basketball too, football, baseball, soccer, wherever the case may be, I want to have this platform to come on and interview people in those different areas. And then maybe even at times have some people on that are entrepreneurs or like business people, to have some of that too. Just from time to time. Like I want to keep this like sports entertainment, but we'll have that on too. We'll have that on too. It'll be like a bonus type episode where I have like an entrepreneur, business person on. Yeah, that'll be like a special edition type episode. But we here. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Comment on what is your favorite movie of all time. I can tell you mine. It's Coming to America. They ain't no other movie. My favorite movie of all time is Coming to America. Not a sequel. I didn't mind the sequel. I was happy they made it. I still laugh. I still enjoyed it. Like I know, like Coming to America was a sequel. It wasn't a remake. That's where I think some people might get confused. Like Coming to America 2 was not a remake. It was a sequel. It was a continuation of the story. That he has a son, or he finds out that he has a son that he didn't have because he already has a daughter, but he has a son by a different woman other than Lisa. Before he actually got together with Lisa, while he was in Queens. But I didn't mind it. I watched it. I still laugh. I still enjoyed it. I love Eddie Murphy. To me, he's the GOAT in comedy. He is my all-time favorite comedian and actor. Like I love all of Eddie Murphy's work. And Coming to America is my favorite movie of all time. So in the comment section, what's your favorite movie of all time? And what do we got? Oh my god. Wolverine and Deadpool come out this weekend. I'm excited. Remember, no spoilers. I mean, you gotta give at least people a week, because I have a very busy weekend. Like I said, I got wrestling on Sunday, and then Monday I got stuff, and then we might be going to the current game on Saturday. And then my youngest daughter wants to go see Despicable Me 4. And then me and my older daughter, we want to see Deadpool and Wolverine, because we're Marvel fans. And then we all want to see Twister. So there's all these movies coming out. So I'm just excited. It's a great. Those 3 great movies you can go watch: Despicable Me, Wolverine, Deadpool, and Twister. Like, come on now, let's get it. But with that said, I'm gonna get out your hair, let you enjoy the rest of your day. Like I said, have a fabulous week. Thank you for tuning in. I love it. Let's go. Let's get it. Keep doing you. Pursue your dreams. Pursue your goals. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.